I said salute to the untouchable True School Sports Empire,
That's
taking
right, the
over
untouchable.
not only the South Florida boxing scene, but the worldwide boxing scene.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, you know, I've had a lot to say about Benavidez and this like fake aura of invincibility that Samson Lukowitz and his management team have been doing a great job of manufacturing and getting a lot of boxing fans to buy into. Mike Tyson also helped as well with the Mexican Monster comments to Charlo, but you know, everyone there's this narrative floating around out there that Benavidez is this feared fighter and that nobody wants to fight him, which I think is the biggest bullshit in boxing, like the number one bullshit in boxing. And it's getting so ridiculous that like it's to the point where like I like Canelo more than I like Benavidez, and that is saying a lot. Okay, now Benavidez, we know last year he had that fight schedule with Jose Uzcategui, a guy that we already know has been beat up by Caleb Plant. Okay, not to say that Jose can't fight, because he can fight, but that fight got scrapped last November. Why? Because Jose Uzcategui got tested positive for having EPO in the system. All right, now we heard that the reason David couldn't fight Jose because he was on PEDs and he's fighting David Lemieux. He fought David Lemieux, whatever, cool. He fought David Lemieux. Well, guess what? Fast forward nearly a year later, and it looks like Al Heyman, PBC, Samson Lukowitz have pulled a fast one. Benavidez, as it's been reported by Michael Coppinger, ESPN, and a variety of news outlets, Benavidez is going to fight Jose Uzcategui. They're in the process of finalizing a deal for a January fight in December. So I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. David Benavidez is literally starving himself, killing himself to make the super middleweight limit. He refuses to move up to 175 and go up there and try to, pursue bigger and better things with the likes of, Better Bivol, fuck, even a Jean Pascal would be better than this. But yeah, he and listen, I know people, like I know a lot of people, like I have friends and people in boxing that swear up and down by David Benavidez, and they say, well, David's down to fight anybody, David this and David that, and he probably is because he's a fighter. But at some point in time, it's like, man, the fighter's gotta put his foot down. The Jose Uzcategui, like, come on, man. First of all, it's already bad enough because you tried to make this fight happen last year, all right? Uzcategui, not so long ago, lost Lionel Thompson. In fact, hold on, let's see something. I'm pretty sure he's fought since then, but let me see something. It's just, I just want to check. I'm pretty sure he's fought since then, because he would have had to have fought since then, right? There's no way he hasn't fought since the Lionel Thompson fight, right? Yeah, so he's fought 3 times since then. So listen, Jose Uzcategui is a guy that is, 4 fights ago he lost Lionel Thompson. So this guy Uzcategui's already lost Caleb Plant. He's lost Lionel Thompson, who would love to get a fight against Benavidez or somebody. Why not fight him? Didn't want to fight him. Don't want to fight. Don't want to do what you should have done a long time ago in 175. And it's crazy. It's crazy what Artur Beterbiev, just with his presence in the light heavyweight division, what it'll do to someone like a great talent like David Benavidez. David Benavidez don't even want to go to 175 because they don't even want to be anywhere close into position to fight a guy like Artur Beterbiev. Although I know it's the whole top rank thing. The reality is that he moved up. WBC would rank him very highly in the rankings, just like they did a couple years ago when he missed weight on the scales and they automatically moved him up to 75. They would automatically rank him highly, and he'd be in position to fight Beterbiev, and people would start to ask that question, and David will have to actually try to answer that one. And it's a question. I like look. I respect his father. Nice people. I got nothing bad to say about them as people. But when I asked his father the question about fighting Artur Beterbiev, he started talking about Badou Jack. So it really does show and tell you everything about what their intentions are. They would rather stay at 168, risk missing weight again, make that sharp weight cut, weight train Benavidez, then go up to 75. And it's not even just about Beterbiev. Like I said, there's other fights out there for him. Jean Pascal was supposed to fight, what should we call it? He was supposed to fight Joshua Buatsi. He's highly ranked in a couple of the governing bodies. He's a guy that's fought with PBC before. He beat Ahmed El Bialy on PBC a couple years ago. Beat Marcus Brown on PBC a couple years ago. Why not make that fight? Why not make the fight with Jean Pascal, former champion? That would be a great fight. Much better than this. So, again, this whole Mexican monster bullshit, I cannot emphasize enough how much it is bullshit. It's not to say that he's not a good fighter, because he's a fantastic fighter. Not to say that he's not talented, because he's very talented. And he could be one of the best fighters in the world. But Samson Lukowicz, who, by the way, Samson Lukowicz, shout out to my guy, Boog Williams. He was over there on Twitter, and he asked a great question. He asked Samson in the tweet, he said, "Hey, Samson, did you have an opportunity to meet with Andrade people over the weekend? Just curious, because, you know, Demetrius Andrade was at the Deontay Wilder fight, as was Samson Lukowicz." And Samson said to that, "This week I will be in Panama, but the Andrades know how to communicate with me." So it's a very, very, like, passive way of trying to get things done. You're saying that Dave Benavidez wants the biggest and best fights out there. Demetrius Andrade, whether you like it or not, I know people will say he doesn't bring anything to the table, who has he fought, market value, all that bullshit. But he's there. He's willing, ready, and I believe able to make the fight happen. But Samson is very passe, very unurgent about the situation. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm sure David will go in there. It'll be a good fight against Uzcategui. Jose can punch, but I think David should beat him and stop him. And, you know, he'll stop him. He'll beat Jose, and then people will continue to say that nobody wants to fight him. And then I'll sit here and say that's not true, because Caleb Plant has more than plenty of times said he wanted to fight him. It was always David's team, Samson Lukowicz. You don't gotta take my word for it. Go Google it, or I'll get you the article if you want it. They said, let's delay the fight. They said, let's not make unifications. And here we are, 2 years after those comments from Samson, about 2 years going on 3 from those comments that Samson made about not wanting to fight Caleb Plant when they should have in January of 2020, or in the early part of 2020, middle part of 2020. And David still hasn't fought Caleb Plant or anybody worth a damn in the super middleweight division. So I'm going to leave it at that. You can make it that what you will, but David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, refuses to go. Like I was saying, he refused to go to 175, the weight class that I really think would be the most advantageous for him and just be better for him long term. He's doing all that just to fight Jose Uzcategui, Kyron Davis, David Lemieux. I mean, how could anybody that's objective about the situation look at what David Benavidez is doing in his career over the last couple of years and say that this guy is a Mexican monster, that Caleb Plant doesn't want to fight this guy? Caleb Plant fought Canelo, right? Caleb Plant already fought Jose Uzcategui when Jose Uzcategui was actually like a top fighter. Now he's like, okay, whatever, cool, he can punch a little bit, but he is not viewed to be that, you know, going into the fight with David. And he already he tested positive for EPO, so that now it's like a double whammy, because David Benavidez is over here fighting people that nobody asked to see him fight, and now he's fighting a guy who just tested positive for EPO, one of the worst like PEDs you can test positive for in a fight. So it also shows you again, boxing does not care about and when I say boxing, I mean the industry of boxing. They don't care about what's right, fair, and just. They care about I guess the dollar, but I can't even say that because nobody asked for this fight. So really, it's just a showcase fight for David to get a knockout, to drum up some hype. He's gonna talk more shit after the knockout and say that these guys are pussies and they don't want to fight him. You know, these guys are pussies. I'll put them in the hospital. All that type of stuff. And then we'll be sitting here 6 months later, 8 months later, maybe even 10 months later, and David Benavidez will still have fought nobody truly elite in the super middleweight division. All right, so you know, it is what it is. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Thank you for watching True School Sports.
No, follow this kid.
Oh.
You know, he's a true, he's a young, true, passionate person who follows boxing. He wakes up thinking about boxing and he goes to sleep thinking about boxing.
This is true. This is
Good kid, good man, and looking forward to seeing him everywhere in the boxing world.
Hey man, if you ain't subscribed to True School Sports, you fucking up, man. Make sure you subscribe, bro.
Fucking up big time.
Make sure, man.